Hey, welcome back, Algebra 2 students. Today we're looking at Exponent Rules Review Part 2. So we're continuing our review on the exponent rules. Today we're looking at any zero powers and any negative exponents, which you kind of talked about in the last part of our review. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So the first rule says that anytime we have something to the zero power, it's going to be equal to 1. So be careful with these ones because we have this negative outside. So yes, 2 to the 0 is 1, but then we have the negative on the outside, so we need to apply it to our 1. Now, the second one is a little bit different, right? Our negative is inside the parentheses, and the 0 applies to the whole parentheses. So it doesn't matter what our sign is, that whole thing right there is going to be 1. So just be very careful about your signs and where they're placed. Okay, and then negative exponents mean reciprocal. So if we want to write this as a positive exponent, we're going to do 1 over, we're going to drop the 8 squared into our denominator, and then we can do 8 squared is 64. Okay, so just anytime we have a negative exponent, just reciprocate it. If it's just a number, there's no fraction, we're going to drop it into the denominator. If it's on top in the numerator, it comes into the denominator. But if it's in the denominator, then we pull it up to the numerator because that is what the reciprocal does. Okay, last two, I think. Yeah, last two. We're going to simplify and rewrite this with only positive exponents. So we're going to do the same process again. This is a product rule, right? Because we're multiplying, and this is a quotient. So we're going to follow the rules that we did in our part 1 of our review. So we're going to take all our numbers, 4 times 8 times 2. That's going to be 4 times 8, 24 times 2 is, 4 times 8, 32 times 2 is 64. Then we're going to combine all of our same base. So negative 9 times y to the negative 9 times y to the 7th is going to be negative 9 plus 7, which is negative 2. Then we have our x's. Remember, this is x to the first, so x to the negative 1 times x to the 1 is going to be negative 1 plus 1 is 0. And then our u's, 5 plus negative 7 is negative 2. Okay, so now let's rewrite this with only positive exponents. So first thing, y to the 0 is 1. 1 times anything is itself, so that whole thing we don't have to even write in there. We're just going to change these two negative 2 exponents to the reciprocals of. So we have 64. And then we're going to just reciprocate these two because those are the ones with the negative exponents. So we have y squared u squared in the bottom. And then we're done. Okay, similarly for part B, this time we're doing quotient rules, so we're going to do our 24 divided by 6, that's 4. For some reason, people misplace their numbers, but if you think about reducing, right, 6 divided by 6 is 1, 24 divided by 6 is 4, 4 stays in the numerator. All right, be very careful with where you place your coefficients. Actually, let's just rewrite this. We don't have a fraction yet. A to the negative 4 minus 5 is going to be a to the negative 9. B to the 7th minus negative 9. Be careful there. That's going to be b to the positive 16th. And then we have c to the negative 8, which doesn't have anything to pair with. Now at this point, then, let's say we're going to reciprocate. So 4 stays where it is. Also, b to the 16th stays where it is because it's also positive. Now our two negative exponents, we're just going to drop down into our denominator. We're going to reciprocate. And then that is it. All right, so hopefully this review was good for you. Again, these things are very important to those of you who are moving on to higher levels of math. And the sooner you understand the rules for exponents, the easier it's going to get down the road. Okay. Okay, good job.